Hi, you're watching Floyd Steinberg's YouTube channel, and this is my full review of the PartyStudio by PopuMusic. This is the PartyStudio by PopuMusic, and this is the review of this interesting new device. In this video, I'm going to tell you what's great, what's so-so, and what's really a missed opportunity here. And I'm going to react to some comments that you posted under my first impressions video from last Sunday. Let's start by saying what this is. So what is it? The PartyStudio is a battery-powered Bluetooth speaker with an internal general MIDI synthesizer. This means 128 bread-and-butter sounds that are both as useful as they are predictable. The PartyStudio has 3 USB Type-C connectors, one for MIDI client devices, one for MIDI host devices, and one for charging. There's also an audio output on the back, and this is already a foreshadowing of my main issue with this device. On the front, there's a round touchscreen for selecting sounds, an LED bar at the bottom of the device that can act as a visual metronome, a power button, a set of button switches and push encoders that we'll take a look at soon. This PartyStudio here came bundled with the PartyKeys Bluetooth keyboard, which I'll only talk about briefly. Overall impression. PartyStudio is a very well-designed and well-built device. The materials look worthy and everything is sturdy and well-crafted. The fabric cover and the leather handle give this a classic yet retro-modern look and feel. The battery is built into the speaker and can't be exchanged easily. I found that the 8-hour running time claimed by PopuMusic is realistic, but only if you play at moderate loudness. Sound quality. The built-in speaker has a moving coil at its back. This is one of those speakers that uses your furniture for extra resonance. The output is mono but crisp and clear and extremely loud. It never distorts and the loudness can reach up to 100 decibel. User interface. This device is very easy to use. Turn it on and you can use the switches to select what the encoder next to it does. Change the volume, select the sound, or set up the sing and play mode, which we'll take a look at later. The right encoder lets you set up the drum kit volume, the beats per minute, and select the accompanying drum pattern. The screen is small but bright and contrasty, and it's responsive. There's no stuttering or slow response here. You can swipe your finger on the edge of the screen to adjust the main volume. Pressing the instrument icon in the middle of the screen brings up a categorized list of all the patches. Press a category and then select an instrument. Bookmarking an instrument lets you quickly access it by turning the left encoder. Pressing the menu button takes you to a setup menu. Here you can set the instrument on the first 6 MIDI channels, connect MIDI and audio Bluetooth devices, turn the headphone jack on or off, set the color of the visual metronome, and change the user interface language. The synthesizer is based on the SAM5704 chip. For all your tech enthusiasts out there, this is a quite powerful chip that can do a variety of audio processing tasks. Playing back samples, digital signal processing like using filters, using effects, transposing, and so on. However, this is only the tech that runs this speaker. All the sounds, effects, CC mappings and so on are up to the vendor to define, as this chip uses its own proprietary sample format. PopuMusic chose to implement a general MIDI synthesizer, which should appeal to a broad audience. These are so-called bread-and-butter sounds. If you never experienced 90s desktop synthesizers, this soundset provides 128 patches that offer the most basic sounds you could want for making music in a wide variety of styles. There are a couple of piano sounds here, electric pianos, strings, basses, guitars, synth pads, effects, drum kits, and more. Your enjoyment of these sounds really depends on their quality, and in my opinion, PopuMusic did a great job here. The acoustic piano is really responsive, with warm mid-range tones and pleasant pling-plang in the high-end notes, and a bit of bass in the lower tones. This piano should work well for playing with other musicians and for playing piano pieces expressively. The electric pianos are good as well suited for dreamy or percussive performances. The string pads sound nice and airy, with a satisfying bass drone if you choose to play lower notes. As usual, the distorted electric guitars are a weak point of this sound set, as they use samples only instead of an actual distortion effect working on clean samples. The acoustic guitar and nylon guitar are good though. Using them with a MIDI guitar controller produces convincing results. The organs sound good as well, with a nice key clacking and vibrato sound. The basses are okay, they provide bass, but I wish the slap basses and electric basses had more sample layers, so playing with lower velocity will not only change the volume but also the amount of slap, or at least the amount of filtering. In general MIDI, channel 10 is reserved for the drum track. There is only one drum kit here, and while I think it's not bad, some of my viewers were not so sure about that. Overall, the sounds are of high quality. They provide a nice warm and round sound, and I didn't notice bad loops anywhere. General MIDI parameters. General MIDI not only defines the sounds available, but also comes with a set of CCs and what they do. For example, you can change the amp envelope, the filter cutoff frequency, pitch modulation and more. Here's the list of CCs I found working. Singalong mode. The PartyStudio has a singalong mode. This is a simple and easy to use accompaniment feature. Press the red button once to open singalong mode. With your left hand you can now select the root note of a chord, and with your right hand you can trigger arpeggios. With the left switch on the opt setting, turning the red encoder will change the root key of the chords you can play this way. Pressing the right encoder once will start a drum and bass track that will follow along with the chords you're playing. You can select 8 drum patterns to play along to. Pressing the blue button once while the pattern is playing will trigger a break. While the pattern is playing, the LED strip at the bottom of the speaker will display a metronome. Pressing the blue encoder twice will end the pattern. Pressing the red encoder one more time will leave singalong mode and return you to normal playing. MIDI connectivity. It's very easy to pair this speaker with both USB and Bluetooth MIDI keyboards. You can also connect the speaker to your computer or DAW, which lets you use it as a tone generator with 16 parts multi-timbrality. That means you can use up to 16 different instruments at one time. Thanks to CC support, this enables you to create some more complex soundscapes. In this setup, you can also play back standard MIDI files. Also, any incoming MIDI data in this configuration is routed through the DAW directly. I tried a couple of USB controllers and all of them worked right away, with the exception of my ESI Synth. Bluetooth connectivity. This being a Bluetooth speaker, you can use it with your phones, tablets and computers. This enables you to play along with your favorite songs if you want to. The volume of all connected devices can be adjusted individually. The keyboard. You can buy this speaker without a keyboard if you use your own, which has to be USB MIDI or Bluetooth MIDI compliant. But if you go for the bundle, you'll get the PartyKeys keyboard. This is a 36 key action with light-up keys that can change colors and display a variety of optical gimmicks. The keyboard will also show you which notes to play in sing-along mode. The keys connect to the speaker via NFC. Conclusion: the good. The PartyStudio is an interesting concept piece that certainly has real-world uses. Its speaker format gives you freedom and flexibility. You can face the speaker toward the audience and place it at an elevated position, which helps a larger group to hear the music more clearly. That's impossible with a keyboard that has built-in speakers. Those usually face the player. It helps that the speaker is super loud without distorting. The keyboard still works even at greater distances, and the Bluetooth connection is nearly latency-free.
Oh, there's one more thing. It would be nice to have that option. So you can let the speaker face the audience while monitoring your playing with a headphone.
Battery life is more than enough, somewhere between 4 to 8 hours on both the keyboard and the speaker. Most of the sounds on the speaker are good and expressive. Build quality, design and usability are all very good. The sing-along mode works well and the visual metronome is a great touch. Things that should be fixed with the firmware update. As I mentioned, I have a prototype here, so these issues might already be fixed in the final release, but I still have to point them out. On my unit, the synth only responds to CC parameters over Bluetooth, but not USB. You can't use the model wheel or sweep filters when using the speaker's keyboard input. By the way, PopuMusic told me that the PartyStudio will get a firmware update before it hits the market. So by the time this video is out, most of these issues already will be ironed out. I'll keep them in this video for completeness sake though. Interestingly, those controls work when using the device as a sound module for your DAW. But in that setup I noticed some strange phasing issues. It seems notes are triggered twice when using the other USB input. You can clearly hear the difference when triggering the same note at the same velocity a few times. This doesn't happen when using the USB port intended for MIDI keyboards. Also, the piano sound is very reminiscent of the Salamander piano by Alexander Holm. I didn't analyze this scientifically, but it's worth noting. To be clear, it's totally fine to use that in commercial hardware, as long as you give proper credit. And one more thing, sing-along mode works very well, but it could use some more chords to play. Some viewers wanted to know if you can install your own samples on this device. And PopuMusic said it's not possible because the SD card in this device is soldered onto the PCB. So if you're interested in doing that, French company Dream sells a development board for the chipset used inside this device. I'll link it in this video's description. You've probably noticed that the speaker has no aux input. I know a lot of viewers will see this as a big missed opportunity. Most desktop synthesizers don't have speakers, and they rarely have good piano sounds. The PartyStudio has a mixer, it has good piano sounds, and no physical audio input. I asked PopuMusic for comment on this, and they told me the PartyStudio has a TRS input, so you could theoretically use a microphone in, but I tried it and I couldn't get it to work. But this works. You can connect an audio interface to your smartphone and then use its Bluetooth audio output to go into the speaker. And then you can jam along. The wish list. Getting a new piece of hardware usually inspires a wish list for the next version, and this here is no different. It would be nice to be able to define keyboard splits so you can play different sounds with your left and right hands. Playing back standard MIDI files from an SD card would be a nice feature as well. And I'd love to see TRS MIDI ports and 6.35mm audio jacks added. Verdict. The PartyStudio does exactly what it sets out to do. It's a speaker for mid-sized rooms that can entertain a mid-sized group of people. And it does that with style, clarity and authority. The design looks great and the build quality is solid. The speaker is loud, distortion-free and delivers enough bass for a living room and enough mids and highs for larger spaces. Still, I can't help but mourning what could have been. The lack of a physical audio input really limits its potential. With that feature, it could have served as a mixer, a MIDI router, and a performance keyboard hub in a desktop synth setup. But in its current form, that's not possible. I hope PopuMusic fixes the firmware issues I mentioned, or that they only existed in my prototype here. As it stands, this product is aimed at a specific group of home musicians and entertainers, not necessarily my core audience. But it could be perfect for music teachers, street performers, ceremonial musicians, and anyone looking for a portable, flexible bread-and-butter sound generator. Battery life should easily get you through the day. The synth sounds are definitely better than what you'd find in cheap entry-level keyboards, so the starting price seems justified to me.
Yep, and that's it for today. PopuMusic's PartyStudio, Bluetooth speaker, synthesizer, amplifier, MIDI router, a really interesting and innovative product. And personally, I can't wait to see what's in store for this in the future. So this will not be the last time you've seen this on this channel. And if you think this was a good YouTube video, please do the YouTube thing. As always, thanks for watching and see you again next week. Bye bye.